What's up, YouTube? Got another knife review for you today. One of my favorite small EDC knives that I've had for a long time, and I think it's kind of underrated. It is the Kershaw Scallion. Uh, it's a kin onion design. This particular model is the 1620 BL for the blue. This knife comes in several different options. You can get it in the straight edge or the partially serrated edge, and there's a ton of options for colors on this particular knife. They got an all stainless steel version. They got like an olive green. I know they got pink, purple, black. I think they also got a rainbow colored steel version, and I know it comes in camo as well. That's actually what I got for my groomsmen at my wedding for their gift. I got them all a camo Scallion, and I just saw the other day, apparently this knife comes in a frame lock version. This is a liner lock. And one other thing to mention, I think most of the Scallions now do not have these holes. I'm not sure when they stopped doing that, or I'm assuming that the older models had the holes, because most of the ones I see now don't have them. So I guess we'll start going over some specs on it. It is made in the USA. Shows right there, USA. The steel on it is 420 HC, and it's has a bead blasted finish, they say. Not sure if you can really tell that. You can see it has a lot of use on it. I've had this knife for probably 5 years, and I've done just about everything you can think of with it. The blade length is 2.4 inches. The closed length on it is 3.5 inches. And the overall length on it is 5.75 inches. And the weight is 2.5 ounces, so it's pretty light. The handles on it is aluminum, anodized aluminum, and they're pretty durable and lightweight. You can see I got some scuffs on it from having it for so long, but it's really smooth. I like the feel of it. It's lightweight. So, and like I said, it is a liner lock. You can see right there. Nothing too fancy with it. Easy to get your finger in to close it. The clip on it is one position only, so it's right-handed tip down. There's no other places on the knife to mount it. And to deploy the knife, it has the they call it a flipper, but it's not a pure flipper. It uses the Kershaw speed safe mechanism inside of it. So what it has a torsion bar on the inside. That's spring loaded. So you don't even have to flick this. You just push this button and it flies out. And it you can do it using that button like that. They do have these thumb studs here that you could use if you wanted to, I guess. Just open it like that. And so it opens very fast. And you can see when you're closing it, it gets to about right here. And then you got that tension pushing it back from that bar on the inside. So, yeah, I've had a lot of use with it. I guess we'll kind of go over it. real quick. You got a lanyard hole in the back right there. You got this little safety switch button, and what that does is when the blade's closed, you can you see that little bar right there. You can slide that bar over the tip of the blade so it doesn't come open accidentally in your pocket, and it won't flip open. I never used that. It's never accidentally come open on my pocket on me. And I have seen these break because they're plastic, so I didn't want to break it either, so I always just leave it open. It's got some jimping right here on the little flipper, and it's got some jimping on the top right here. It's real smooth jimping. It's got a little plastic back spacer here, so it's not a completely flow-through design, but there is gaps on the side. And the pocket clip's kind of odd looking. It's kind of long for the knife. It works well though. You can see how I have all the scratches on it. It's held up pretty good. One thing I would note about this knife is that the speed safe for me wasn't always that quick. It probably was when I first got it, and up until like a month ago, just from getting so much use, when I'd push it, it opened about like that much, and that was it. So I took it apart, and there was so much gunk and stuff inside of this knife, and oil. And so I cleaned it up, and I took all that oil off, put it back together, and I'm pretty sure that it snaps better now than it did before. The only thing now is it has a little bit of a rattle. You can, when the knife's open, I don't know if you can hear that, but you can hear that that bar rattling on the inside. But when it's closed, when you're putting pressure on that bar, closing it back, then there's no noise. And I'm kind of wondering if it was because that grease that was inside here. I wonder if that was holding it in place to not make it rattle when it was open. I'm not sure, but it, as far as I can tell, it works fine. Just the way it is, just it has that rattle now. Let's see, price on this knife on the Kershaw website. I think they have it listed at $99.99. I don't remember what I paid for it. It's been so long. I think the average price for it on the internet's probably $45 to $70, something like that. I've seen it on eBay and Amazon from as low as $35, so it's not a bad price at all. I'm gonna try to do some comparisons so you can see how big it is. I got a little Victorinox Cadet, I believe, Alox Cadet, about the same overall length. And then I got a Kershaw Cryo. I think this is the black wash model. So it's a little bit smaller than the Cryo there. It's probably one of the smallest knives I have. And for that price range, there's several other knives you could probably get. They have a model called the Kershaw Chive, which is the exact same knife as this, I believe, except just even smaller than this. And I think the Leak is around the same price, I believe. You could also get the maybe like the Rat 2, Ontario Rat 2, or the Skyline, or the Tenacious, all in that price range. Those are all bigger knives, so if you're wanting something smaller, this would probably be a good bet. But yeah, overall, I really like this knife. It's held up very well. All the abuse I've put it through, and it's still working good. So I would definitely recommend it if you want something small that'll hold up well. Only really issue I have with it is I'm not really good at sharpening, but it has a recurved blade on it, and sometimes they can be harder to sharpen than a straight blade. Um, Not impossible. I have a pretty good edge on it right now, but not as good as the other knives that I've sharpened. So yeah, it's small and sturdy. I think it's a budget-friendly knife, and I think it'd be a good decision to buy. All right, thanks for watching.